If you've seen previous videos of mine, you may know that I have a thing for Krag Jorgensens. Well, I recently got another Danish Krag. No, not this one. This. I've been accumulating parts for these rifles for a while, including a number of receivers, with the intention of building a few from parts. However, I found this complete barreled action. It's essentially a complete rifle, minus the stock, butt plate, rear sling swivel, trigger guard, and band springs. Which sounds like a lot, however some parts that are usually missing from barreled actions are present. The 3 action screws, and the barrel bands. These are usually missing along with the stock. And everything that is numbered is matching. But getting this shooting isn't as simple as throwing on some parts. There's 2 problems with this that I can tell. First is that the bolt won't close. The problem seems to be with the extractor. It's not fitting into the cutout in the barrel. That's because the barrel needs to be torqued a few degrees. I can tell that the barrel has been removed previously by these vice marks on the chamber. The second issue is that the barrel jacket is stuck. It should easily screw off of the barrel. Someone had previously tried to remove it, probably using a wrench on the rear sight, resulting in it being loose. That also damaged the barrel jacket. The rear sight is attached to the barrel jacket by 2 screws, which can be accessed by these holes. Of course, only once I'm able to remove the barrel jacket. The first step to fixing these issues will be to strip all the parts that I can off of the action. To fix these issues, I have the barrel removal tools that I made when I replaced the barrel on the deactivated Danish Krag. This one holds the receiver, but it's one piece, and I can't fit it over the barrel with the jacket still present. I'll have to remove it first. And for that, I'll use this jig to hold the barrel. I'll attach it to the workbench. The oak blocks fit around the chamber in order to hold the barrel securely. I can't make a smaller clamp for the barrel jacket because it could crush the thin steel, and it may tighten the grip of the threads that are underneath here. Instead, I made a pin wrench. The pin fits in this hole here, and the curved portion supports the barrel jacket. Hopefully this will be enough. We'll have to see. I'll get the barrel set up in the jig. To prevent the barrel from rotating, I'll cover everything in chalk, including this piece of drywall tape used as a spacer. Before tightening the bolts, I'll rotate the barreled action so that the pin wrench's handle is vertical for maximum leverage. Then I can torque everything down so that the barrel can't move. But I won't just wrench off the barrel jacket now. The hole where the pin wrench goes is just a hole in thin sheet metal. It's not an ideal point to apply leverage, so I'm taking a couple of precautions. Ever since I got this action in the mail, I've been soaking it in Kroil to hopefully loosen the bond. And in addition, I'll use a heat gun. Now that it's hot, I'll add the wrench and hopefully break the barrel jacket free. Well, that didn't work. The pin is being torn off, and the barrel jacket hasn't moved at all. At this point, I'm not sure if there's anything I can do that is without risking damaging things. Again, the barrel jacket is made from thin steel and is easily damaged. I could replace the pin on the wrench with one made from a tougher alloy, but that may tear the barrel jacket instead. If I really needed to remove it, I could do something like put it in the lathe and cut a relief here to ease the pressure. I've heard of people doing that when barrels are stuck in receivers, but I want to keep everything original as well. I think I'll just have to leave these two attached. My main reason for removing the barrel jacket was to fix the rear sight mounting, but it will have to stay as is because I can't access the screws. Hopefully I can dial in the sights and make them work with how they are. As for the other reason to remove the barrel jacket, to be able to slide on my receiver jig, I can make do with them still being attached. I'll simply cut the wooden block down the middle. The block will fit the receiver like so. Unlike the barrel blocks though, these fit around a lug on the receiver, which will be used to turn the action. Therefore I don't need to torque them down nearly as much. All that's needed is a snug fit to ensure that they don't move out of position. As a reminder, I need to tighten the barrel so that the extractor groove aligns with the cutout in the receiver. There's no alignment marks on the outside, so I only have this to go off of. I'll rotate the receiver jig a few degrees at a time, and then check. Looks like it needs to go a bit further. It looks like they're aligned now, but the real test will be if the bolt fits and closes all the way. And it does. I'll remove the receiver jig. But now with the receiver and barrel aligned, I'm seeing the previous issue creep back up. The receiver is canted to the right, but the rear sight is mostly level. The front sight is canted to match the receiver, which means if I were to even this out, the rear sight is canted significantly to the left. I made this block to fit the barrel jacket. I'll use it as a support and to spread the load as I squeeze down on the rear sight. The sight is still loose. However, it's more aligned with the receiver and the front sight than before. I'll break down this setup to be able to get a better look down the sights. This is what squeezing down on the rear sight did. It pushed the barrel jacket back into shape, which brought the sight with it. And here's a better look at the sight picture. The rear sight is still canted slightly to the left, but it's much better aligned than before. Well, I was able to fix one of the two issues with this barreled action. The barrel jacket is still stuck, but at least the barrel is torqued down properly, and the rear sight is better than before. I wasn't able to fix it like I intended due to not being able to remove the barrel jacket, but it is usable. So what's next for this action? Well, I want to be able to shoot it. The bore is pretty good. I haven't cleaned it at all, but this will probably look better after shooting. I'll reassemble the rest of the parts it came with. Eventually I'll either find a stock or make one to fit this action, but both of those will take a lot of time. For now, I'll bring back in my other Danish Krag and swap the actions. I did need to swap the magazines as well, since the cutout on the stock wasn't fitting. I think there may be slight differences between early and late magazines, but here is the action in a stock and ready to shoot.
It's not too bad. I was shooting the top right target.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of just like dead reckoning because I can't really see it like that.
Yeah. I say that's good enough.
For self-defense.
Yeah. I think you shot my the titanium cam that I had on my Beretta one of the last times you were here. I put an optic on it a couple days ago. Try that out. See, because on that Beretta, the sights are way below the cam. It's just like pointed to shoot.
Yeah, it's basically pointed to shoot.
Yeah.
This is just if I'm in the shade, look at the sun, it's a little better because the top of the front sight goes a little bit above the cam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really just a function test. First off, the bore cleaned up well. Accuracy could have been better, but that's likely due to the loose rear sight. Since I can't tighten the screws from inside the barrel jacket, I'll need to find a way of fixing it in one place so it can't move. Maybe I'll see if I can get some epoxy underneath it, or maybe find a way to cut a slot on the top of the screws and tighten them from the outside. I'm open to other suggestions, if anyone has any. And of course any suggestions on how to remove the barrel jacket without potentially damaging it, of course. Like I said earlier, I do intend to complete this action with its own stock. I'll hold out hope of finding a stock, at least for a bit, but realistically, I'm probably going to have to make my own. I already have a whole series consisting of how to make a stock, so I won't be doing that format again. Maybe a sped up video from start to finish in a short time frame, 10, 15, or 20 minutes. If there's anything you'd like to see, let me know. This video didn't turn out exactly how I intended, but I got the action working, which is the most important. Stay tuned for more on this in the future. Thanks for watching.